Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher Realms, and with everything going on and the pick your own lord banner just ending not that long ago, I thought it might be a good idea to go over my top 5 most used lords. I understand this is not the top 5 best lords, this is the top 5 most used lords for me. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Okay, so these are all the lords in the game right now that are legendary lords. Now, I want to reiterate a little bit about how the rules are going with this. This is not about is this lord better than that lord? Is this lord going to be better than this lord? It's not what we're looking at today. What we're looking at today is when I go to start a stage, or I'm doing a boss fight, or I'm doing whatever I'm doing, what lord am I most likely to put on to the field almost immediately? And also, which lord do I find being used the most across a lot of stages? So that's what we're checking out today. And with that being said, I'm going to start off with a little bit of a controversial one. It might be. A lot of people really crap on the guy, but honestly, King Harz. So King Harz, I'm going to always take him into a lot of fights, and there's really good reason for this. Besides the fact that he is just a really good tank. He's also really good. I mean, just being placed on the field. He's offering good shielding across the board. So for any of his allies, he's going to be given these big old shields. He has this damage reduction built into him. It's kind of like bringing in your broke here, but say I want to bring in some extra mages instead, so I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone with using King Harz. And you're going to see a lot of that when it comes to this video today. King Harz is just extremely useful across the board, guys. Anyways, on his lord skill here, he increases faction team members' basic attributes by 15%. Periodically grants all faction team members a shield equal to 30% of their max HP, and other allies a shield equal to 15% of their max HP for 20 seconds. If more faction allies are on a team, the more frequently this takes effect. The defensive shielded faction team members is also increased by 20%. This is very useful on a lot of stages. You can be looking at campaign or new event stages coming out. King Harz usually makes the team, as long as it's just not like a DPS blowout, right? Most basic stages, I'm happy to bring him along as a tank. He works really well, especially at this level of account where I can just throw him down, and he's usually built pretty well as well. So he's always got some gear on. He's relatively easy to build, and he's also a really good stopper for making sure that enemies don't get into my portals. So I'm a very reliable hero to put out on the field, and that's the main reason that I'm using him. On to the next hero here. What lord is going to be the next favorite of mine to place on the field? And that's going to be Cyrus. Cyrus is a very important lord in Watcher of Realms. The ability that he brings to the team, the faction Esoteria team, I'm actually going to go ahead this time around and bring up the actual game here, because I want to go and look at the hero pool here so you can see exactly who Cyrus is all buffing. 1 second, gallery. All right, so we're gonna go to ESO faction right here. And we have Cyrus, we do have Venoma, and now we also do have Nastia. And these guys are good if you are Nastia is really good if you want to bring it on a boss, a single target kind of thing, and that makes a lot of sense. And then we also have Venoma, who's going to be a little more AoE. You got a recent buff, it's not too crazy. I probably still won't bring her out too much. But Cyrus, on the other hand, he's offering me the defensive tank. He's one of the best tanks in the game. He's the hardest tank to take down, even in GVG. He's also bringing in the Lord skill here, where he's reducing the faction team member skill cost by 25% across the board, and it's pretty crazy. He also increases their damage. He's super useful. And look at the heroes that he's buffing. Comet, easy choice mage to bring into stages that you're not really sure about. We have Boreas, anti-heal, everything that he's bringing in. Valara can be used on this, extra rage, making her trigger a lot faster. The Numera, we have Vorn, we have Beatrix is another nasty combination as well. We have Honora, we have Moradin, we have Neja, we have Narissa as well. So there's so many good heroes here to bring in. Not only that, but a lot of the epics are actually very useful as well. Like we have Nisal, we have Navras. So early game, if you pull them, Laurel, Lily, these are all really good heroes to bring along. The buffs that he's bringing them are just super useful. At the same time, as on the field, I like to bring him because he is super useful. If I have him on a team, I'm most likely going to place him and make good use of him. That's the main reason. Buffing all the faction heroes and the dual usability of being good on the field. All right, the next one on the list here is going to be Todor. Todor is my number 3 pick. And I think a lot of you probably already know why. It kind of has that dual usability going on, where he's also a really good tank. He has Unyielding. He's also buffing the Nightmare faction, which is one of the largest factions in the game. Also holds a lot of the top 10, top 15 heroes in the game. So he's giving them a nice solid buff. He's bringing in the decreased defense. He's just doing so much, guys. If we head over to the game here, you can see that Rygar is a really good option as well. If you really want to push higher numbers, he's going to be your better bet. If you need a little bit more of a tank, then it's going to be Todor. Rygar can kind of fill that role at times too. But Hatsuit, Volca is a hero that you receive. Arrogance, Ares, Abomination is not so big. Ma is not so big, but Luguru, Valeria, Ryzan, Lust, Kagiri, Yuri, Sumu Kong, our new hero Lycan. There's just so much going on here, guys. One of the best A0 heroes in the game is going to be Twyla, and she is only Nightmare faction, so bringing along with that is going to be really good as well. We have the Morden, we have the new Dr. Van Helsing, which is a really good piercer. And a lot of the epics here are really strong too, with Baron, Navras, Greed, Deimos, all of these heroes, Deimos, however you want to pronounce that. I always say Deimos. I don't know why I said Deimos that time, but anyways, you guys ever have that happen to you where you know what the hero's name is, but you just say it differently all the time? That's me. Anyways, Salazar is another one that's really good as a fusible hero that you can use. Todor is a really good option to bring along. There's of course better options, but he has even you want to call it a triple purpose. He's a faction leader for one of the strongest factions in the game. He brings a decreased defense, and he's a really, really good solid tank. And he has Unyielding, so that's always magical in a lot of new stages that come out. If you make a mistake, you have a little bit of leeway there to try to correct that going forward. All right, so back to the Lord list here. Guys, this one, before I even say it, I want you guys, if you know what this one's going to be, I want you to go ahead and place it down in the comments section. Just take your best guess at what my number 2 Lord is going to be. And we'll see if you're right. Because there's a good chance that you might not be right. This might be upsetting to some people, but it's going to be Ingrid. And I say it's upsetting to some people because some people that serve their favorite Lord, and I understand that completely. But in this case, I'm putting her as number 2. You'll understand when I get to number 1. I'm guessing you guys already know what that one is. As far as AoE damage goes, she's one of the most reliable AoE DPS units in the game. Not just as a Lord. She is definitely one of the most powerful heroes that you place on the field as far as a mage goes. If you want just pure raw AoE damage, or if she's on something, it's dying. That's just what's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna usually get by her. It's very rare. Maybe only in Matrix, where you might not be able to hear the enemies on the side there later on in the fight. But typically, when you place down Ingrid, whoever's in her way, it's over. And there also is a lot of synergy. So I'm gonna go over to the game here, bring that up again. We're gonna go over to the Watchguard faction. So as you can see, it's not a huge faction. It is not a huge faction, but it is a very, very strong and useful one for the limited heroes that it has. So Ingrid, I always place her down because she is just a strong DPS unit that gives me the leeway to use whatever tanks I want instead of using Cyrus or Todor. She also holds on to Kagiri and Sun Wukong. And as far as getting their damage as high as possible, it's going to be either Ingrid or it's going to be Rygar. So if you really want to push these guys, that's going to be your best bet, is going with an Ingrid or Rhaegar. So a lot of the times I just put down Ingrid because mine is Awakened level 3. Neja is on there as well. Draylin is on there as well. You can see we're talking more about like what she supports. We have our Diao Chen on there as well. Bringing up her base stats, making her inspiration that much higher is a very good idea. Lucius, Ares, Talon, Ireless. The list just goes on here. All of these heroes are very strong, and even if they weren't, she's still a good option just because of how strong she is herself. So she has the ability to have a really strong faction synergy, but she also, for the most part, is just bringing in raw power into your fight. So bringing Ingrid, if you have her or not, I definitely place her in one of the top 2 lords if this was a top list, but this is just my most used, and Ingrid is going to be up there. And let me know if that surprised you with that pick. I am curious to see how many people would put her in kind of that same position. All right, so back to the hero list here. This would be a good one for you guys to guess as well. Maybe you leave a comment down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think before I say it is my most used and most placed lord in the game. Here we go. All right, so it's going to be Yovar. Yovar is definitely my most placed and most used lord in the game, and it's because of the power of the marksman in the game and himself as well. He's a very good unit. He's very reliable. His cost isn't too bad. He does a significant amount of damage across the board, but he brings me that extended reach for all my marksmen. Even though we have a Raka or some epics options we can have with that, they're not typically as good of a unit as he is. Having that extended reach with my marksman is always really important to me. So I always like to have some kind of piercer lord with me if I go into a stage and I don't really know what's happening. He's one of my favorites to just bring along. I like to have that extended range. Now he also has an amazing lord skill. It's very basic, but increases faction team members' basic attributes by 15%. That's most lords. Faction team members' attack ranges are also increased. This is all across the board for the Piercer faction lords. Every single one of them, even the epics, have this, and it's the same. When deployed, a faction team member's damage increases by 15% every 20 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So it's a nice, a solid 45% boost to the marksman as well. And if you look at the faction heroes under the Piercer faction, we're talking about some powerhouses. And I like to push bosses a lot, so that's another reason why I would focus a lot on these Piercers. But Hex, one of the hardest hitting marksmen in the game, and he probably might even be the heaviest hitting marksman in the game. I suppose maybe Lady Alex might take that mantle right now. But as far as just a boss thing, Hex is just always amazing. I can always expect him to do that 1.5 to 2 million crit on some enemy coming through if I have him there. Most things, if it's just like a light amount of enemies coming through, Hex is going to take care of that just fine. Silas is another one. Silas is another hero that I would say he'd probably be in my top 5 most used still to this day. If I'm not sure about a stage and I need a hero to put down, I'm like, I need some air coverage. Silas is usually like, okay, I'm gonna put him down. Just ignores defense. If anything's in his way, he's gonna clear it out. He also is home to Lady Alexandra, Sithra, Erlong Shen, Talon, Yuri, which is also another one of my favorite marksmen as well. We also have Numera over here. We have Nyx is another one of my, it's like actually one of my favorite AoE marksmen in the game, to be honest with you. I love Nyx. She's a great hero. We have Sargak as well. I mean, there's just so much going on here. You can use a lot of these heroes. The extended range for the healers is amazing. Even if it's Tallulah, I don't even care if it's Tallulah. Just put Tallulah down, get the extended range. Lily, whatever it is, it's just fine. Idril, guys, place your Yovar. Have your Idril. Just clears out maps. That global range is insane. Even Alora being invisible, Dracula's on there, but Alora being invisible, you can place her on any platform tile and she's safe. She just can't really be hurt, nothing can target her. So being able to bring her along and have that increased damage is amazing as well. She can snipe things out from the side. She doesn't do a lot of crazy damage, but she's good. Plagios is on this faction. You know, he's just one of those heroes that I always put down if I go to like any of the stages of a game right now and I decide like, okay, I want to try this out for the first time, or if I'm trying to push damage numbers on guild boss or whatever, it's most likely going to be Yovar being one of the faction lords. But anyways, guys, with that being said, I'm going to leave you with that. What did you think about my top 5 most used lords in the game? Or better yet, what is your favorite 5 lords in the game that you use most? Even if they're epics, go ahead and leave it down in the comment section down below. Anyways, don't forget to check out prospector.gg, join the Discord, leave a comment down in the comment section below, like and sub. I've been the Prospector, and until next time, keep digging.